This one's, it's not beeping also when I press it. It does flash, but it doesn't beep. Solid squat, that moved well. Now we have Vincent de la Cruz up with his second attempt at 177.5 kilograms. And that was a good lift. And now we have Alex up with 185 kilograms. That was a beautiful squat. And now we have Dylan at 17 years old, squatting 187.5 kilograms for his second attempt. That was a great grind. One red light on the right, but the lift is good. Jacob is taking his second attempt, also a raw teen at 225 kilograms. That was very fast, and that's a good lift. Liliana's up next. She's a youth lifter. In her third attempt, she will be taking 80 kilograms. Oh, good effort. Now we have Hava taking 95 kilograms for her third attempt. What a beautiful call and what a beautiful lift. Next we have Ashley. She's taking 130 kilograms for her third attempt. Beautiful, beautiful lift. This is Luis's first meet. With his third squat, he's taking 145 kilograms. Wow, he almost tempoed that squat. And it's two white lights. It's a good lift. Next up, we have Jack Wortman taking 157.5 kilograms. He's a teen one. I don't know how old he is, but 14 to 15, that's a lot of weight. Great work. That was a that was a good squat. Two whites. Next up, we have Anthony Everson with 185 kilograms on the bar. Way to stick with it. That's a good lift. Three whites. Now we have Vincent de la Cruz taking 185 kilograms for his third attempt as well. And that was a good squat. 3 white lights for Vincent. Now we have Alex up for his third squat with 195 kilograms. And that's a good lift for Alex. Next up, we have Dylan with 197.5 kilograms, 435 pounds. Also a raw teen. 2, so he's 16 to 17 years old. Oh, 2 reds. Unfortunately, that's a no lift. Now we have Jacob Guzman up with 235 kilograms or 518 pounds. Also a teen. Unfortunately, that was a no lift. Now we have John Grady up with a 25 kilogram squat or 55 pounds. That was the end of the first flight, so now we're on to the second flight. And that was a good lift, 3 white lights. Next up, we have Benjamin Bishop taking 122.5 kilograms or 270 pounds. And that was a good squat, 3 white lights. Next up, we have Kieran D'Souza taking his first squat at 137.5 kilograms. He is a Dartmouth powerlifting alum, and this is his first meet. Solid squat. Oh, that might have been commands. Next up, we have Ben Rippey taking his first squat at 155 kilograms, 341 pounds. Ben is also a Dartmouth powerlifting lifter, not alum, and this is his second meet. His first was Odyssey's meet over the winter. Beautiful work. That's already a meet PR of 2.5 kilograms, and we have 2 attempts to go. Now we have Scott Lynn taking their first attempt at 170 kilograms or 374 pounds. And oh, that was 3 white lights for Scott. And next up we have Everett, who's taking 170 kilograms or 374 pounds. Great squat. That was 3 white lights for Everett. Next up, we have John taking 172.5 kilograms or 380 pounds. He is also a teen. I swear powerlifting just gets younger and younger every year. It's cool to see. That was a great squat. 3 white lights for John. Next up, we have Dylan Moran squatting 177.5 kilograms or 391 pounds. And that's a good lift. 3 white lights for Dylan. Now we have Daniel Heidemann, who trains here at Odyssey, taking 207.5 kilograms as his opener. That moved real fast, and if I'm not mistaken, that might be a 25 kilogram meet PR. 3 white lights. Next up, we have Eric Lapointe, Odyssey's very own owner, also state rep, also coach, opening with 225 kilograms. Yep, doing what he does best. Very smooth lift. Another one of Odyssey's lifters, we have Jordy taking 230 kilograms or 507 pounds for his opener. And that was a good lift, 3 white lights. Now we have Kalu opening with 247.5 kilograms or 545 pounds. And that's a good lift, 3 white lights. We're on to second attempts now with Benjamin Bishop taking 127.5 kilograms or 281 pounds. And unfortunately, that was three red lights. Next up, we have Kiki, who went up 10 kilograms. He did not get his opener, I believe, on command, so we'll see how this moves. No belt and high bar too. And that was a good lift. Well done. Next up, we have Ben Rippey, who went up 7.5 kilograms to 162.5 or 358 pounds. And that's a good lift for Ben. Next up, we have Scott Lynn, who went up 10 kilograms to 180 or 396 pounds. That moved real fast. Unfortunately, we have two red lights. Now we have John up with 180 kilograms or 396 pounds as well. That is almost 400 pounds for this teen. Wow. It's a good grind. Three white lights. Bar is loaded for Everett, who's taking 182.5 kilograms or 402 pounds. Solid call, 3 white lights. Now we have Dylan Moran taking 187.5 kilograms or 413 pounds. That was a nice push through the sticking point, and that is 3 white lights for Dylan. We have Daniel, Odyssey's own, up again with 220 kilograms or 485 pounds. That moved so fast. And 3 white lights. Now we have Jordy up with 235 kilograms or 518 pounds. Nice work. Let's see what the refs say. 3 white lights. Congratulations. Now we have Eric Lapointe up with 523 pounds or 237.5 kilograms. That was a great squat. 3 white lights for Eric. Now we have Kalu up with 262.5 kilograms or 578 pounds. This is our last second squat of this flight. And that was a good squat. And now we have Ben up with our first of the third attempts with 130 kilograms or 286 pounds on the bar. And that was a good lift and a huge squat. Great work. And now we have Kiki with his third attempt, 157.5 kilograms or 347 pounds. Unfortunately, that was a no lift. And now we have Ben up with 167.5 kilograms or 369 pounds. This is up 5 kilograms from his first attempt. What a perfect call. Let's see what the refs say. That was a good lift. Congratulations. That is a 15 kilogram meet PR in a matter of months. Next up, we have John, who's taking 185 kilograms. This is 5 kilograms up from his second attempt, 407 pounds, breaking the 400s. Oh, what a great grind. And that's 3 whites. Congratulations. We have Scott up taking 187.5 kilograms or 413 pounds. This is up 7.5 from his second attempt, which he did not get at 180, but those were technical reasons, so we'll see how he does. And that was a good lift. Next up, we have Everett taking 190 kilograms, 418 pounds. That's 7.5 kilograms up from his second attempt. Way to push it. And that's a good lift. 3 white lights for Everett. Now we have Dylan up with 192.5 kilograms, 424 pounds. Oh, unfortunately, that was a little bit heavy, but good work nonetheless. Now we're back to our stack of Odyssey lifters with Daniel taking 232.5 kilograms, 512 pounds. These are all 12.5 kilo jumps, which are pretty big, but I do remember his second squat was really fast, so, oh, little messy on the walkout. Nice, he is unfazed. Huge squat. Congratulations, 3 whites for Daniel. And now we have Jordy also with a 12.5 kilogram jump. He's taking 242.5 kilograms, 534 pounds. What a good grind. And that's a good lift, 3 white lights. Congratulations. Bar is loaded for Eric Lapointe, Odyssey gym owner, also coach, also New Hampshire state rep for obviously the USAPL. 250 kilograms or 551 pounds on the bar. Oh, what a great push. And that is a good lift for Eric. That is just 2.5 kilos under his all-time meet PR with a long history of injuries. Now, our last squat of the day, we have Kalu up with 272.5 kilograms, breaking the 600s. What a speedy third attempt for Kalu. That was 272.5 kilograms, and he has three white lights. That's it for our squats of the day. Next up will be bench after a brief intermission. Hello? Sorry, little technical difficulties, but the bar is loaded for Lily. She is taking 55 kilograms, 121 pounds. That was a great bench. You can find her on Instagram at LillianRobitaille_2028. She is a gymnast, maybe a joy bencher in the making. Next up, we have Hava taking 65 kilograms or 143 pounds. Smooth opener. That was 3 white lights. It's a good lift. Next up, we have Ashley Carlson. You can find her on Instagram at AC_loves_2_lift. I think she loves to lift. She will be benching 70 kilograms, which is 154 pounds. Super speedy opener. And that was 3 white lights for Ashley. Next up, we have Lewis. You can find him on Instagram at LOO__EES. He is opening with 87.5 kilograms or 192 pounds. He just traveled the world with that bar path. That was 3 white lights. Next up, we have Jack Wortman. You can find him on Instagram at WORT.KG. He is opening with 97.5 kilograms or 214 pounds. I think he was asking for a liftoff. Yeah, it looks like it. And that was a good lift. 3 white lights for Jack. Next up, we have Anthony Everson. He is taking 105 kilograms or 231 pounds. This is a pretty big total he's building. Super long arms, wow. Narrow grip too. Moved hella fast though. That's 3 white lights for Anthony. Next up, we have Vincent de la Cruz taking 107.5 kilograms or 237 pounds for his opener. These are moving real fast. That was 3 white lights. Next up, we have Jacob Guzman taking 110 kilograms. He is a teen 2, 16 or 17, I'm not sure, but this is quite the total he's building with a 225 kilogram squat. Has a great bench, 3 white lights. Next up, we have Dylan McDonough. You can find him on Instagram at Dylan McDonough. He's taking 117.5 kilograms or 259 pounds. Also a teen too, either 16 or 17, I'm not really sure. And that was a good lift. Next up, we have Alex of Sad Strength taking 125 kilograms or 275 pounds for his opener. No liftoff. Wow, a really long descent. Fast descent though. That's 3 white lights. It's a good lift. Now we are on to second attempts, starting with Liliana. She is taking 57.5 kilograms, that is 126 pounds, loaded onto the bar for this young woman, 12 to 13 years old. Also a very narrow grip, but a super speedy bench. And that's a good lift. Next up, we have Beckham Creswell. He has gone up 10 kilograms to 62.5 or 137 pounds. Also a youth. Got a lot of young lifters here today. A little shaky, but not bad. 2 white lights. It's a good lift. For a 10 kilogram jump, wow. Next up, we have Hava Woodham, who is taking 67.5 kilograms, 148 pounds. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was a 5 kilogram meat PR on her second attempt. Next up, we have Ashley Carlson, who is also building quite the total. She is taking 75 kilograms or 165 pounds for her second attempt. Solid grind. Not really, not a grind. 3 weight lights. That is a matched meat PR. Next up, we have Lewis, who is taking 100 kilograms or 220 pounds for his second attempt. Oh, come on, push it. Nice. That is unfortunately not a good lift. Not a ref, but I think that meant a butt lift. Next up, we have Jack Wortman, who's taking 102.5 kilograms or 225 pounds. Nice work. And that is a good lift, and I think a 2.5 kilogram meat PR. Next up, we have Jacob Guzman taking 115 kilos, 253 pounds. He's also building quite the total. Wow, that moved real fast. And it's a good lift. 3 weight lights. Next up, we have Anthony Everson, who's taking the same 115 kilos, 253 pounds. That was solid. 3 weight lights. Good lift. Now we have Vincent, who went up 7.5 kilos to 115 or 253 pounds. was a good lift. Well, we'll see what the refs say. 3 weight lights. It's a good lift. Next up, we have Dylan, who is taking 125 kilos, up 7.5 from his opener. Says 275 pounds on the bar. Oh, wow. Super speedy descent. That's a good lift. And for our last second attempt of the first flight, we have Alex of Sad Strength benching 130 kilograms or 286 pounds with no liftoff. I wonder what's taking so long. It looked good to me. And that's a good lift. And now we're back to the top for third attempts. We have Liliana taking 60 kilograms, up 2.5 from her second attempt. This is 132 pounds on the bar. Oh, what a great call and a great push. That's 3 weight lights. I'm also not biased, but I do love the Eclipse singlet. Next up, we have Beckham Creswell, who went up 5 kilograms to 67.5 or 148 pounds. A little bit of a bounce there. Oh, and some downward motion. Unfortunately, that's a no lift. Next up, we have Chava or Hava taking 70 kilograms or 154 pounds. Hava, okay. Honestly, all of the SBD singlets are so nice. Not that they need to be gassed up any more than they are. Oh, come on. No. Honestly, to go up 2.5 on a third bench and miss it, it has to be like best case scenario on failing a third. Now we have Ashley, who's taking 77.5 kilograms, 170 pounds. She is building quite the total as well, 130 with her third squat. Oh, come on, push it. Yes, that was solid. That's three white lights. Next up, we have Lewis, who is taking 100 kilograms again. This is 220 pounds on the bar. Oh, come on, stick with it. Stick with it. Nice. Is unfortunately a no lift. It's good effort though. It was a good grind. Next up, we have Jack Wortman, who's gone up 5 kilograms to 107.5. This is 237 pounds on the bar. Oh, come on. Unfortunately, did not get that. Next up, we have Vincent de la Cruz, who went up 2.5 kilos to 117.5. This is 259 pounds. Just got the all black A7 fit on. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, so close. Next up, we have Jacob Guzman, who's gone up 5 kilograms to 120. This is 264 pounds. Wow, that moved real fast. That moved fast, and that's a big bench for a teen. Next up, we have Anthony Everson, who went up 10 kilograms for his second and now 12.5 for his third. This is 127.5 kilograms or 281 pounds. Unfortunately, that's a no lift. For our second last bench of the first session, we have Alex of Sad Strength taking 132.5 kilos, 292 pounds. Oh, unfortunately, that's a no lift. And for our last bench of the first session, we have Dylan, who's a teen, benching 132.5 kilos. This is up 7.5 from his second attempt, 292 pounds. That was a great bench. Honestly, I think he had a little room. That's a good lift for Dylan. Next up, we have Ben Rippey of DPL, Dartmouth Powerlifting. You can find him on Instagram at BenTren _Ben.Tren. He's taking 80 kilograms, 176 pounds. That was a super smooth opener, 3 whites. Back-to-back Dartmouth powerlifters, we have Kieran D'Souza taking 95 kilograms or 209 pounds. I don't know if that was the warm-up room I'm hearing or the platform. Yeah, no, he hit the rack. Next up, we have Scott Lynn opening with 97.5 kilograms, 214 pounds. Super fast. Big range of motion, too. That was a good lift. Next up, we have Benjamin Bishop taking 102.5 kilograms, 225 pounds. This is Benjamin's first USAPL meet. He also told me very proudly that he is 48. And that was a good lift. Next up, we have John, who's a teen one, taking 107.5 kilograms or 237 pounds. This is nothing new, but the sport of powerlifting really just keeps getting younger and younger and stronger and stronger. That was so fast. That's 3 white lights. Next up, we have Everett Willard, who you can find on Instagram at Everett Willard75, all one word. 75 is numbers. He's taking 120 kilograms, 264 pounds. That's 3 white lights. Next up, we have Dylan Morin, who you can find on Instagram at Dylan____Morin. He's opening with 122.5 kilograms or 270 pounds. And that was 3 white lights. Next up, we have Jordy, who you can find on Instagram at Jordy_swole, SWOLE. He is opening with 145 kilograms, 319 pounds. He's got chalk all the way down his back. Oh, that was interesting. I've not seen anyone move their head like that. That was 2 whites. It's a good lift. Next up, we have Daniel, who is taking 147.5 kilograms, 325 pounds. You can find him on Instagram at 90kg.dan. It appears he did not want to cut for this, which makes sense. Super speedy. One red, but it's a good lift. Next up, we have Eric Lapointe, who's opening with 160 kilograms, 352 pounds. That's a pretty big opener. Looks good. That's 3 whites for Eric. And next up, we have Kalu, who you can find on Instagram at Swole OLU. He's opening with 167.5 kilograms or 369 pounds. Who's really building quite the total. Finished his squats with 272.5 kilos. Wow, that was super fast. That's 3 weight lights, good lift. And now we are on to second attempts, starting with Ben Rippey. Ben is taking 85 kilos. This is his last meet PR. It's 187 pounds. Wow, that was really fast. Looks like it's a good day for a bench meet PR. Next up, we have Kiki, who is taking 97.5 kilos. He missed his opener by hitting the rack. Didn't look like strength was a problem, but this is 214 pounds. It's a little bit of a grind, but looked good to me. One red, but it's a good lift. Next up, we have Scott, who's taking 102.5 kilos, up 5 from the first attempt. This is 225 pounds. Nice. I do think he hit the rack. Next up, we have Ben, who went up 2.5 kilos to 105. That is 231 pounds. A bit of a bounce. That was a good grind, though. Oh, unfortunately, two reds. It is not a good lift. And now we have John, who's gone up 7.5 kilos to 115. That's 253 pounds. Ah, unfortunately, that's a no lift. Next up, we have Everett, who's gone up 7.5 kilos to 127.5. That's 281 pounds. And that's a good lift for Everett. Next up, we have Dylan, who's gone up 7.5 kilos to 130, 286 pounds. That's unfortunate. That moved real fast, though. Looks like he's frustrated too. Fair enough. Next up, we have Jordy, who's gone up 5 kilograms to 150. That's 330 pounds. Wow. Moved real smooth too. 2 to 1, it's a good lift. Next up, we have Daniel, who's gone up 7.5 to 155 kilograms. That's 341 pounds. That was a good lift. And the refs agree. 3 weights. For our second attempt bench, we have Eric, who's taking 167.5 kilograms, 369 pounds. This is a matched meet PR. Nice. That was fast. I never put his at out there. It's Pizza Bloat. I figure you all know it, but if you don't, now you have it. For our last second attempt, we have Kalu, who is taking 180 kilos, up 12 and a half kilos from his first attempt. He's been taking some pretty big jumps from first to second attempts. It does seem to be working though. He's building quite the total. Wow, that was real fast too. Three whites, it's a good lift. And now we are back to the top for third attempts. First up, we have Ben Rippey, who is taking 90 kilograms. If he gets this, this will be a 5 kilogram bench PR. This is 198 pounds. Third attempt at his second meet. Will he get his 5 kilogram bench PR? Well, we'll find out. Oh, wow. Wow. 2-1, it's a good lift. That's a 5 kilogram bench PR, and it's shaping up to be a 20 kilogram meet PR. Next up, we have Benjamin Bishop, who is taking his second attempt again, 105 kilos. That's 231 pounds as a master 90 kilogram. Yep, come on. Push it. Push it. Nice. And that's a good lift. 3 white lights. That's some good redemption. Next up, we have Kiki D'Souza, who has gone up 7.5 kilos to 105 for his third attempt. That's 231 pounds for a 90 kilogram junior at his first meet. Oh, unfortunately, that is a no lift. I thought there was a rule about your head being on the bench, but I guess not. Oh yeah, that's an IPF thing. Anyway, next up we have Scott Lynn, who is taking 107.5 0.5 kilos. This is 5 kilos more than his second attempt. 237 pounds. Ugh, just a little bit heavy. We have John Kalutis stepping onto the platform. He's a teen, 82 and a half, taking 115 kilograms. This was his second attempt. Oh, come on. Beautiful work. That's 253 pounds for this young gentleman. 3 white lights. It's a good lift. Next up, we have Everett Willard, who is taking 130 kilograms. He's up 2.5 from his second attempt. It's 286 pounds. Oh, ooh, they call that on downwards motion. Ugh, unfortunately, it's a no lift. I would take that as a dub, though, unofficially. Oh, now we have Dylan with 132.5 kilos. He missed his second at 130, went up 2.5. This is 292 pounds. Yep, nice. Could see him dodge the rack there a little bit. Yep, that's a good lift. 3 white lights. We have Jordy stepping onto the platform, taking 155 kilograms for his third attempt. Up 5 from number 2. This is 341 pounds. Oh, come on. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Lock it. And that is a good lift. He's really got quite the total going. Huge. Now we have Daniel Heidman with 160 kilos, up 5. That's 352 pounds for this teen lifter. Oh, oh, unfortunately, 2-1, no lift. For our second last bench of the day, we have Eric Lapointe taking 172 kilos, 380 pounds. If he gets this, this will be a 5 kilo meet PR. Wow, so fast. That was huge. That was 3 weight lights. It's a good lift. 5 kilo meat PR. And for our last bencher, sorry that cut out. For our last bench of the day, we have Kalu Olu benching 190 kilos, 418 pounds. He's a junior. This is big. He's up 10 kilograms from attempt 2. Really narrow grip, too. Yeah, come on. Nice. That is a good lift. 3 weight lights. Now we will be back for deadlifts. Enjoy your intermission. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We will check. We will be live with our last event of the day, deadlifts, my personal favorite, in 5 seconds. We have Lily opening up the deadlifts with 87.5 kilos or 192 pounds. 12 years old, that flew almost 200 pounds. Next up, we have Hava Whittam taking 130 kilos, 286 pounds. She's a 56 junior. It's pretty big deadlift. Nice. That's 3 weight lights. It's a good lift. Next up, we have Ashley Carlson and the 300s, 308 pounds, 140 kilos. Also building a huge total. And that was a good lift for Ashley. Now we have Luis taking 150 kilos, 330 pounds. That was a very gentle letdown. That is 3 white lights. It's a good lift. We have Jack Wortman stepping onto the platform with a 187.5 kilo, 413 pound deadlift. Hook grip. That was fast. That's 3 white lights. It's a good lift for Jack. Next up, we have Dylan McDonough. Dylan is 17 years old, opening with 195 kilos, 430 pounds. Breezy. 3 white lights for Dylan. Now we have Anthony, who is taking 197.5 kilos, or 435 pounds. And that was a good lift, 3 white lights. We have Vincent de la Cruz stepping onto the platform with a 207.5 kilo, 457-pound deadlift as a 82.5 junior. Super fast. We have Jacob Guzman stepping onto the platform. 215 kilos, 473 pounds as a teen too. 90 kilos. That's a pretty big pull. Smoke. That was a good lift. And the last of the openers of the first flight, we have Alex pulling 215 kilos, 474 pounds. Also speedy. We have Liliana stepping onto the platform for her second attempt. This is 90 kilos. Wow. Super fast. 198 pounds. That flew for 56 youth. Next up, we have Hava Whittam taking 137.5 kilos, 303 pounds, 56 junior. That was good patience off the floor. Clean lock. 3 white lights, it's a good lift. Now we have Ashley Carlson stepping onto the platform with 150 kilo deadlift, 330 pounds. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights for Ashley. Ashley's real strong. All of these people are. Now we have Luis Sedano, who is taking his second attempt at 165 kilos, 363 pounds. Nice. That was fast. And it's a good lift. 3 white lights. Now we have Anthony with a 2.5 kilo jump to 200 kilos or 440 pounds. The big 200. Wow. Super fast. 3 white lights. We have Jack stepping onto the platform, also with the 200 kilo deadlift, 440 pounds. I believe this is just 2.5 kilos under his meet PR. Hook grip. Solid. And that's a good lift for Jack. Now, now we have Dylan taking 207.5 kilos, 457 pounds. A teen too. Wow. 3 white lights, that's a good lift. So far, we're all good lifts in the first session of our deadlifts. Now we have Vincent, who's gone up 12.5 to 220 kilos, 485 pounds. 82.5 junior. Solid as well. That's 3 whites. It's a good lift. Now we have Jacob Guzman. Stepping onto the platform for his second attempt. It's 230 kilos, 507 pounds. He's a teen too, 90 kilos. If he gets this, he'll be at a 560 total. Oh, that's a lie. 575. Wow, that flew. I love those shoes also. Now we have Alex of Sad Strength taking his second attempt. It's the same 230 kilos at 507 pounds. Wow. Conventional too. We have Liliana stepping onto the platform for her third deadlift of the day, 95 kilos, 209 pounds, and it flew. That was incredible. And that's 3 white lights. You can see her shaking her head. Definitely something more in the tank. Now we have Hava Woodham stepping onto the platform with 142.5 kilos on the bar, 314 pounds. Yep, beautiful. I believe that is a 10 kilogram meat PR for Hava. 3 white lights. Congratulations. Yeah, we have Ashley Carlson taking 155 kilos. If she gets this, this will be a 2.5 kilo meet PR. Oh, lock it. Beautiful. That is also a huge meet PR. That's a 12.5 kilo meet PR, actually. We have Luis stepping onto the platform with 175 kilos, 385 pounds, a clean 3 reds in the collars, pulling conventional. That was great. 3 white lights for Luis. Next up, we have Jack Wortman. Jack has 210 on the bar. This is a state record attempt. 462 pounds as a teen one, 75 kilos. Can he do it? Oh, wow. And that is a state record for Jack. 210 kilos, 7.5 kilo meat PR as well. Zay says, let's go, Jack. I agree, that was huge. And now we have Dylan stepping onto the platform for his third attempt. This is 215 kilos. He's a teen, 82 and a half, 474 pounds, pulling conventional. Wow. Yes. That was beautiful. That's a good lift. We're at greens all across the board on the lifting cast right now. Now we have Anthony taking 220 kilos. This is 485 pounds. Wow. Very smooth. I think he had a little more in the tank. That was solid. 3.5. Sorry, 3.5. Three whole white lights, in fact. Now for our third last deadlift of the first session, we have Vincent de la Cruz. He's taking 230 kilos, 507 pounds. That was fast. And it's a good lift. Wow, we're really at greens all across the board. Everything's a good lift. Now we have Alex with a 242 kilo deadlift, 534 pounds. That was beautiful. And for our last deadlift of the first session, We have Jacob Guzman. He's attempting to pull 245 kilos up 15 from his second attempt. This is 540 pounds. It's the last lift of the day. Can he do it? It's being handled today by Johnny Vu. There we go. And that's a good lift for Jack. Huge. Now we're on to the second session. Opening for us is Kieran or Kiki D'Souza, Dartmouth's very own, starting with 160 kilos or 352 pounds. Oh, that was so fast. 3 whites. Now we have our second Dartmouth lifter, who's going to be pulling 170 kilos, 374 pounds for his opener. Super fast. And that's a good lift for Ben Rippey. Now we have Benjamin Bishop. He's a master lifter, opening with 180 kilos, 396 pounds. Wow, that was a good lift. 3 white lights for Benjamin Bishop. Now we have John Kalutis, opening with 182 and a half kilos, 402 pounds as a teen. Super fast. That's 3 whites. And now we have Scott, who will be pulling 185 kilos, 407 pounds, also a master's lifter. That was an opener for sure. That's 3 white lights. It's a good lift for Scott. Now we have Dylan, who will be taking 185 kilos as well. Still 407 pounds. And that was a good lift for Dylan. Now we're breaking into the 200 kilo deadlifts. First up, we have Everett. Everett is taking 217 and a half kilos, 479 pounds. Conventional. Wow. These are flying, as they should. That's 3 white lights for Everett. Now we have Dan Heidman, the teen, taking 222 and a half kilos, 490 pounds. He needs to load that. Now we have Jordy, who is opening with 225 kilos. That's 496 pounds, almost 500 pounds. He's got the baby powder. It keeps the bar from sticking to your thighs. That was great. And now we have Kalu, who is taking 260 kilos, 573 pounds. He's a junior, 110 kilogram class. Beautiful. And the new singlet, the new SBD singlet. Now we have Eric stepping onto the platform with 295 kilos on the bar, 650 pounds. Yep, very fast. He's one of the few lifters I've seen that like let their hips extend before they wedge in. And for our last deadlift of the day, we have our last opener of the day. We have John Grady pulling 330 kilos, 727 pounds. Thus far, he's lifted 50 kilos, doing just the bar and collars. So he evidently came here for one thing, and that is this. Wow. He needs to put some weight on that bar. And now we are back to the top with our second attempt deadlifts. We have Kiki taking 167.5 kilos, 369 pounds. No belt. Very nice. He also needs to load the bar. Next up, we have Ben Rippey taking 182.5 kilos, breaking the 400s, 402 pounds. That was speedy. That's a good lift for Ben. We have Benjamin Bishop stepping onto the platform with 185 kilos, 407 pounds. That was a very solid deadlift. 3 white lights for Benjamin Bishop. Now we have John stepping onto the platform with 192.5 kilos, 424 pounds. He's up 10 kilos from his opener, which flew. Very nice. Now we have Scott taking 197.5 kilos for his second deadlift, 435 pounds. He's building quite the total. That was very fast, and it's a good lift. Now we have Dylan Morin taking the same weight, 197.5 kilos, 435. He's a junior. That looked good. And that is a good lift, 2-1. Now we have Everett taking 501 pounds, 227.5 kilos. Wow. That's 3 white lights for Everett. Now we have Dan stepping onto the platform, 235 kilos, 518 pounds. He's a teen. Wow. Home platform advantage? That's 3 white lights. Now we have Jordy taking 235 kilos as well, 518 pounds. Pulling hook grip. A little bit of a frog stance too. Oh, shoot. Now we have Kalu taking 272.5 kilos, 600 pounds. That's a big, that's a big number. Yeah, that's a good lift. Now we have Eric pulling 310 kilos, 683 pounds in his own gym. Yep. Wow. That did not look any slower than his first. Now for our last second attempt deadlift, we're jumping 30 kilos to 360 kilograms. 793 pounds, almost breaking the 800s. Let's see it, John. Is he doing this beltless? Oh, wow. Wow, that's incredible. Wow. Okay. And that's a good lift for John. Now we are back to the top with Kiki taking his last deadlift, 180 kilos. He's gone up 12 and a half for the last lift of his day. 396 pounds. Wow. And that's a good lift with, dare I say, some room in the tank. Next up, we have Benjamin Bishop. He is taking 187 and a half kilos. That's 413 pounds. Wow. That was good. 3 white lights for Ben. Now we have Ben Rippy stepping onto the platform, underscore Ben.Tren on Instagram. This is his second meet. If he gets this, this will be a 5 kilogram deadlift PR. Also a 22.5 meet PR. Can he do it? There we go. And that is a good lift for Ben. Also, I'm going to correct myself. My mental math is evidently not very good, but that is actually a 25 kilogram meet PR across all 3 lifts. Now we have John stepping up onto the platform with 200 kilos, 440 pounds. Come on, stick with it. That looked good to me. And that's 3 white lights for John. That's a big milestone. Now we have Dylan stepping onto the platform for his last lift of the day. 205 kilos, 451 pounds. Very nice. And that's a good lift. And now we have Scott Lynn with 210 kilos loaded, 463 pounds for his last lift of the day. Way to go. And that's a good lift. Now we're down to our last 5 deadlifts. 237.5 kilos, 523 pounds loaded for Everett's last lift of the day. Wow. What a great lift. 3 white lights for Everett. About to break into 350 dots. Or maybe he has in the past, I'm not sure. And we have Daniel Heidman up with 245 kilos, 540 pounds. Lock it. Wow. That was so fast off the floor. And that's a good lift. 3 white lights. He's happy about it. Now our third last deadlift of the day. We have Kalu, who is pulling 290 kilos, 639 pounds. Damn. Still finishing the day with a huge 735 kilo total. Next up, second last lift of the day, we have Eric Lapointe in his own gym, lifting 325 kilos, 716 pounds as an open 75. You can probably hear the noise of the crowd. Yeah, let's go. Beautiful lift. That was smoke. That was real fast. And that is a new meet total PR. That's huge. Our last deadlift of the day, 377 and a half kilos, 832 pounds for John Grady. His total is currently 410, of which 360 of those are his deadlift. Can he push that up 17 and a half kilos as the last lift of the day? Wow. Wow, I am awestruck. Without a belt, that's incredible. Well, that is the last lift of the day. The award ceremony will be starting. Also, big shout out to all of the loaders and the spotters and everyone behind the scenes making this happen. If you tuned in, thanks for tuning in. And I actually am not sure. I think maybe they're live streaming the award ceremony. I'm gonna turn off my mic. Thanks for tuning in.